Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. A Northwest Territories inspection officer is raising red flags over fuel spills and poor site management at a campsite near Gacho Quay mine. De Beers Group operates the mine. One of its contractors manages the site. Nadir Hashmi tells us what the officer found.
Widespread hydrocarbon of fuel staining on roadsides, open areas and around buildings. That's what an inspection officer with the Northwest Territories government reported seeing on the Margaret Lake camp. Tom Bradbury flagged the issues in an inspection report to the Land and Water Board last week. He said he could see while landing on the site that, quote, the condition of the site was in disarray. The site is around 40 kilometers northwest of the Gacho Quay mine. De Beers contractor Nuna Logistics uses it to build and maintain the winter spur road connecting the mine. Bradbury says site staff are not doing enough to prevent or clean up spills or to remove scrap materials. He says it's poor housekeeping. He also says a lot of the cleanup won't be small and will likely produce a lot of contaminated soil. If proper steps aren't taken, the companies could face fines up to $100,000. In an email to CBC, the GNWT wrote that a thorough cleanup should address most of the impact, but better fuel handling is needed going forward. De Beers said in an email that it takes this matter seriously. It's initiated an internal investigation and instructed Nuna Logistics to address the situation. While Nuna Logistics said the site condition does not reflect its high environmental standards and it's taking corrective action. Indigenous nations are also concerned with these reports. The chief of the Yellowknife Dene First Nation said he was surprised and disturbed. He says both companies should have acted sooner. He's also concerned for future land use as well.
This should not come to this point like this, to see these disturbing pictures. And if yes, the land has to be brought back to the original state or close to the original state.
Betsina says the First Nation will follow up with De Beers and Nuna to ensure proper cleanup. Another Indigenous nation also echoed these concerns. Brett Wheeler is a senior advisor with the Gacho government's Department of Culture and Land Protection. In an email, he said they expect all mine operators within the Gacho's traditional area to be proactive and mitigate potential impacts. Wheeler says if there is an impact, the company should take urgent action to remediate as needed. Meanwhile, Bradbury said a follow-up inspection will be conducted at the campsite later in the summer. Nadir Hashmi, CBC News, Yellowknife.
Students at Yellowknife schools who are exposed to elevated levels of lead in their drinking water can get tested. The Northwest Territories Chief Public Health Officer says students can follow up with primary care to check the level of lead in their blood. As we told you on Wednesday, new test results confirmed high levels of lead in the drinking water at École William MacDonald Middle School. The new tests also found some elevated levels at Range Lake School. Parents first found out about the lead levels a month ago when initial test results were made public, but GNWT officials have known since January. NWT Education Minister Caitlin Cleveland says there's a review into why that information wasn't shared sooner.
We have absolutely acknowledged that this process has fallen short. It has not met our expectation as far as how we operate as a government. We have an expectation that we are transparent and that we prioritize the health and safety of every resident of this territory. And so that's why as soon as I found out what had happened, was able to work with the department, work with YK1. YK1 has been absolutely fabulous throughout this entire experience, able to get safe drinking water into the schools immediately. And I immediately directed an internal review so that we can understand what exactly happened with the intent of creating processes that make sure this doesn't happen again.
Cleveland says her primary goals are getting information to parents as quickly as possible and addressing health concerns. NWT Chief Public Health Officer Dr. Cami Candola says there's no safe level of lead for drinking water and that different countries have set maximum allowable levels. She says children under 6 and pregnant women are at highest risk to lead exposure. Candola says students at William MacDonald School do not fall into that most vulnerable category. In Nunavik, officials are testing Quaqtuck's drinking water source for possible contamination. It follows an oil spill near the village 2 weeks ago. Quaqtuck has been facing water delivery issues after a section of a critical water pipe froze over the winter. The community has been collecting water by vehicle directly from its water source, a nearby lake, and that's where the spill happened. The chair of the Kativik Regional Government says the spill came from a vehicle.
One of the loaders got stuck on the lake, and there was an oil spill from that loader that was on top of the lake that was trying to help with the water tanks being filled up.
The size of the spill is not yet known. Water quality test results are expected later this week to determine if water trucks and tanks will require cleaning. As a precaution, KRG is sending bottled water to the village. Quaktok is one of 3 Nunavut communities that experienced frozen pipes this winter. Pallets, furniture, suitcases, bedding. This pile of garbage is blocking the path of pedestrians in a Yellowknife neighborhood. People living in the area say it's been sitting on 52nd Street across from Fraser Tower for a week or 2.
I'm assuming people did a really great effort of trying to clean up from the unhoused folks that were crashing in the bush over the winter. But I'm not really sure why it's still sitting here. It's kind of right next to a kids' park where lots of kids come and play, and who knows what's in there.
CBC News spoke to a handful of residents in the neighborhood who want the city to take the garbage away. And that is what's supposed to happen. Yellowknife's acting mayor, Rob Warburton, said in a text message that staff will be cleaning it up, but couldn't confirm when the cleanup would take place. The Council of Yukon First Nations has a new Grand Chief. Mathia Alatini was elected yesterday. The election was part of CYFN's General Assembly in Brooks Brook near Teslin, Yukon. The CBC's Marissa Mayer was there and spoke with the new Grand Chief shortly after the results came in.
So I am here at Brooks Brook with the newly elected Grand Chief of the Council of Yukon First Nations, Mathia Alatini. Mathia, it took 4 rounds to get you elected today. How do you feel?
I'm coming down from the nervousness of today. It was definitely a long process, and I said earlier that this really speaks to the high caliber of candidates that we have such committed blocks of voting, and I have to really give Ed so much appreciation for conceding and saving us from a 5th round, which was it was amazing, and truly appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. So yesterday you spoke to me about this being an opportunity for a matriarch to be the new Grand Chief. How do you feel about that now being the case with you?
I feel very appreciative. I think there's a laundry list of activities that are expected right away. As I was getting hugs, they were like, now we can talk about this file. Now we can talk about this file. So I think the heavy task, or the big task, of bringing everyone together under the tent and actually having conversations about unity and how to achieve that is an energy that I bring to the table.
Mm-hmm. So what is the top issue that you think is important to Yukon First Nations at this point that you would like to work on?
I think there's the pragmatic issue of unity and how we work together, and how do we bring in those 3 nations that are without modern treaties, and how do we bring in the other member nations, and how do we actually address a lot of the programs, services, and then the political strategy and some of the pressing tables that we're at right now. That is a pragmatic challenge. And then the next challenge is, of course, and it came up repeatedly, is the outcomes of the opioid crisis that we're facing. So not just the numbers, but really realizing, how do we address some of the systemic issues, the questions around housing, the questions around wraparound supports? How do we address this with youth so that we're preventing rather than dealing with crisis? I think that's our huge opportunity right now. And it takes all of us to achieve that objective.
Mm-hmm. And over the last couple of days, there were some discussions about the Assembly of First Nations and the potential merging with the Yukon Grand Chief role. How do you plan to address the role of the Assembly First Nations for Yukon First Nations?
That is a discussion that needs to happen at the leadership table. There's a lot of, and I've heard a lot of differing views about what that means. And someone said it very pragmatically, like, we are amalgamating two very busy roles. How do we actually address that in a way that is fair and ensures our voice gets heard in Ottawa and, well, on national files? And I think that it takes more than one person to do that. So it does take a team, and I think there is on the table a couple of solutions. It's just which one is supported the most.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and congratulations on being elected the new Grand Chief.
Thank you so much.
That was the CBC's Marissa Mayer speaking with newly elected Yukon Grand Chief Mithia Alatini. CYFN's General Assembly wrapped up today in Brooks Brook. Northern Alberta First Nation chiefs are demanding a 2% share of provincial royalties for development on their land. The Treaty 8 chiefs laid out their concerns during a meeting with Alberta Premier Danielle Smith in Calgary. As Terry Trembath tells us, Grand Chief Trevor Mercredi says their territory is home to Canada's most valuable resources.
Chiefs representing Northern Alberta First Nations met with Premier Danielle Smith in Calgary on Thursday. Grand Chief Trevor Mercredi says they made the trip down because their concerns are urgent.
We talked about children, we talked about health, we talked about regulations, and we talked about resource revenue sharing. We need to have resource revenue sharing on the table because that's how we will support our nations when it comes to our own education and health.
Mercredi says they want to receive a 2% share of the royalties of all development projects on Treaty 8 lands.
We feel it's a very fair ask. Right now we receive nothing, and that's the big concern. And I think most Canadians, most Albertans should be concerned to hear that everybody is receiving benefit from the resources in our territory except us. We're not looking for a handout. We're not looking for the province to come and take care of our people. We don't need the province to take care of our people. We need our own people to service and take care of our people.
Premier Smith says she believes Indigenous communities should be involved in major projects, but not through royalties.
We recognize that one of the best ways to get those guaranteed long-term revenues is by taking up an equity stake in profitable businesses. So whether it's pipeline projects or power projects.
Equity does not always work for our nations. That means that we would have to approve projects that are detrimental to our health and safety. So it's a real separate conquer and divide type of a tactic when we talk about equity.
Mercredi says he believes the Premier was receptive to their concerns. Their next meeting is set for August in Treaty 8 territory. Terry Trembath, CBC News, Calgary.
Inuit Coin First Nation is hosting a series of on-the-land healing programs in Fort Resolution, NWT. The 6-week treatment initiative is called Healing Our Way. It offers a mix of cultural practice and trauma-based therapy. Carla Ulrich has more.
An on-the-land healing program in Fort Resolution, Northwest Territories is only 5 months old, and it's already made a difference in the life of one Inuit Coin First Nation citizen. Kevin Boucher has been sober since December. He says having a treatment program at home has made all the difference.
I think if you bring it home, you have a better chance healing in front of your own people and healing and having them to see your transformation. It plays a big major part in how I live my life today.
Inuit Coin First Nation is working with NAU Professional Services from Fort St. James, BC. The group has been working in Fort Resolution for over a decade, but the community treatment program is new. It started in January, and the group says it's changing lives.
I have seen people who are long-term alcoholics find their journey. I have applicants from all over the Northwest Territories that want to come. I take Fort Resolution community members first, but I have a waiting list of people from all over that are saying, I really just want to come.
Prince says it was important to run the program with the support of local elders and wellness workers, which keeps it rooted in the community. She says offering treatment close to home allows people to be surrounded by support rather than in isolation. Boucher agrees. He says being surrounded by family and friends helped him stay grounded through the process. Boucher says the program has helped him regain a sense of self, rebuild his confidence, and has put him on a path to start a new career. Something he never thought was possible after years of carrying childhood trauma.
We're looking at generational damage, guilt, shame, self-worthlessness, resentments, anger. We have a long history, generations of trauma in our people.
Boucher has completed all 3 sessions of the treatment program to help strengthen his sobriety journey. He hopes the program continues and expands to other communities. Carla Ulrich, CBC News, Fort Smith.
10 years after the Truth and Reconciliation Commission called for sweeping changes to improve Indigenous health care, progress has been uneven and deep gaps still remain. Alison Northcott takes a closer look at what's changed and what hasn't.
In this office is our physiotherapy.
Shirley P. and Barubay helps Indigenous patients access care. This Indigenous Health Centre is a big part of that.
We have diabetic foot care clinic, we have optometry clinic, clinical psychologist, addictions worker, we have a spiritual healer. It's Inuit, but
services are available in several languages, including Inuktitut and Cree.
The clients can come and smudge anytime they want.
In just a year and a half, the patient base has grown from 150 to more than 600.
We love seeing it more busy because we can see, okay, people start really to trusting us.
10 years ago, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission pointed to troubling gaps in health outcomes between Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal Canadians. 7 of its 94 calls to action focused on health, including funding for existing and new Aboriginal healing centres and to recognize the value of Aboriginal healing practices.
There were gaps in the health system to really understand the need of the Indigenous people.
This family violence prevention coordinator says the clinic aims to overcome mistrust because the healthcare system has harmed many Indigenous people, including her.
Because I'm diabetic and I was explaining that I'm not feeling well, and all what I explained, she just told me, when people like you feel confused and all that, that's because you're drinking. I couldn't believe it.
According to the site Indigenous Watchdog, while some of the health calls to action are in progress, others have stalled and none are complete.
There's been positive things done across the country in different jurisdictions, where they're providing funding to try and alleviate some of the issues. Just that what they're doing isn't enough.
Access is a major issue. Once this Addictions and Trauma Treatment Centre is complete, people in Nunavut can receive culturally based care without traveling south.
I'm hopeful that once this is up and running, that we have an opportunity to look at being able to build centres in each of Nunavut's regions.
But she says the needs go beyond that too, and there's still work to do. Alison Northcott, CBC News, Montreal.
This astonishing world, with its infinite possibilities, calls to the world shapers, impact makers, visioneers. Together, let's unlock potential everywhere.
It is the worst ever air crash at sea.
This was Canada's 9/11.
The warning signs were there, and the warning signs were missed.
One threatened into silence, the other one murdered.
Air India was the first act of terrorism of its kind in the world.
Lost my wife, lost my daughter, lost everything.
All those hopes and dreams just gone.
2 suitcases, anatomy of the Air India bombing.
Welcome to your new home.
Mais il est trop chaud. He understands French. I'm not seeing this as a suicide.
Someone sure wanted us to think it was.
Gallagher is suspect number 1.
Tell me, was it the man's politics you didn't like, or the fact that he's living with your wife?
I know he's into something. I just gotta prove it.
No, we all have a past. Find his.
Be careful around Fitz. Donnie's got a lot of demons that tend to appear when no one expects it.
You want a game? Bring it on.
Go, go, go!
Oh my God!
help out there?
Yeah, we'll come for you.
This is it! Canada's ultimate challenge.
There's a fresh new podcast coming out of Labrador soon. It dives into the area's history and looks to the future. As Samuel Watt tells us, it's being put together by young, upcoming podcast stars.
You're listening to Labrador Legacy. You're going to hear from Elizabeth Panashway of Shishishi about how...
That's just one of the stories you'll get to hear from the podcast hosted by young Labradorians. Students from Lake Melville School are giving listeners a history lesson, and that includes local Inuit and Innu traditions.
It was very fun and exciting.
Brodie Butt says she took away a lot from being part of the podcast. It centres on the communities of Northwest River and Shishaji. 7 local elders share stories from the past and some advice for the future as well.
It was fun because we got to learn about the recordings.
Putting together a podcast is not easy. You have to learn the equipment, think critically about your questions, interview people and put them all together, and that all takes time, as Brogan Michelin found out.
Except we missed a lot of gym. It was very good.
And you'll get to find out just how good the podcast is when it hits the airwaves on July 1. Samuel Watt, CBC News, Iqaluit.
There's a new coin meant to recognize the inner strength of Inuit. An Inuk who grew up in Nunatsiavut, Newfoundland and Labrador helped create the design. The collector coin features a raven sitting on a branch and looking up at another holographic raven in flight. It's meant to represent Inuit looking inside of themselves for strength. The artist behind the design says that strength comes from things like upbringing, relationships, community, and storytelling.
You can look inward and look at the qualities and traits and lessons that you've been given throughout your life, and that helps you find a way when you're a bit lost.
Jack says he chose the raven because in some Inuit stories, the raven was weak and lost before it realized it was the creator of life. He says the design is meant to show that people have the power to change their situations. Ball players in Rankin Inlet Nunavut will be hitting the turf soon. The hamlet's recreation crew is busy adding just over 30 meters of new turf to the community's ball diamond. Players say the turf will speed up the game.
The ball would go all over the place. It was really unpredictable. So I feel like the turf will add a little more predictability to where the ball is going, and the game, I think, will speed up a lot, which is going to be good for the spectators and good for the people involved with the game.
Agnico Eagle Mines agreed to bring the turf and other supplies to Rankin Inlet on its sealift shipment. That means the hamlet didn't have to pay freight costs. From Iqaluit Nunavut to the red carpet in France, Zacharias Kunuk's films have been celebrated all over the world. Now, his work in defining Inuit storytelling is being recognized by the University of Toronto with an honorary degree. He says his passion for movies began in 1966. The town hall in Iqaluit would screen old Hollywood films, but he saw little Inuit representation, and what was shown by Southern filmmakers was often inaccurate.
One time I saw a film, a scene in a map of the human heart, an igloo, and inside the igloo, people are in their sleeping bags in a circle, and in the middle they put our sea oil lamp lit like an Olympic torch. And that's not how we do it. That's not how we sleep.
He says he has many other projects in the pipeline. One of those is an 8-part TV series looking at the history of colonization in Nunavut and what the future has in store. Now, let's take a look at the weather. And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. Delegates from Nunavut-Sqitimut region have concluded their journey to Alberta to properly lay their loved ones to rest. Many of their sick family members were sent to the area for tuberculosis treatment nearly 50 years ago and never made it home. Those delegates are arriving home now. We leave you tonight with a look back at the trip. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a good night.
Kusiner mi chikwarik pangma manali pekache kangin nama nalaga pekana